Welcome to Sunny Day Stamping. I'm Julie Baca and I am so glad that you are here. We are making a really cool fun fold card. It looks intimidating because it's got angles and stuff, but trust me, this is simple. I'm going to break it down into really easy steps. And actually, it just really is very easy anyway. So I am excited to get started. Here's our card, and I am just so pumped about it. It's so cute, but oh my goodness, you guys are gonna be amazed how easy this is. One thing I love about this project is this is all you need. You need a piece of cardstock, some designer series paper, one long one for the belly band, and then you're gonna use the other side for the inside. So you can use just one piece of designer series paper that way, and then two little pieces of white, one for the greeting on the outside and the inside. Now for the stamp set for the outside, I'm using the Biggest Wish. This thing is fantastic because you can make birthday cards, thank you cards, just thinking of you cards, and they've got these nice big bold greetings that just can go with so many cards. I love the block letters with the cursive, and then Stampin' Up! In their new catalog, let me show you this. They made a kind of a holiday one to go with it, but I'm looking at it, I'm like, this is not just holiday, because if you work these both together, you can come up with things like happy birthday to you, or thanks to you, happy new year. You can do birthday wishes, or love you and friend, and of course combining the cursive with the block letters. These two together are going to be awesome and are like going to last you forever. You can do so many different cards with this. So the name of this stamp set is More Wishes. Now one other stamp set I'm going to use in this and on this card is I wanted something for the greeting, for the inside of the card. So I love the pansy patch. These two right here are like worth the whole stamp set for me. The little things you do make such a big difference. Oh, I love that for thank you cards and wishing you a little extra happiness just because you're you. Those seem like such a perfect greetings for the inside of your card. And so this is just a tip. Like you don't need a separate stamp set necessarily you can mix and match all your stamp sets to come up with the card that you need. So we're going to go ahead and start stamping our greeting. And now when you're creating your card, just whatever your designer series paper is, take two colors out of there. And those can be your inks, and you can pick one color out of there for your cardstock. So it's going to be really easy. I've got a bunch of examples to show you, but I'm only using a couple of inks and a couple of cardstocks in the cart because I like to keep my supplies to a minimum, really. But you go with whatever is in your designer series paper. So now we're just going to stamp. And one thing I want to show you with this Biggest Wish stamp set, the block letters especially are shallow. So if you press too hard, the inside in between the letters can actually like get on your paper. Let me show you an example. See, like that one, the ink is kind of in between the letters. That's because I pushed too hard on my ink pad, so it got in between the letters on the stamp, and then I pressed too hard on my paper. So if you're having that issue with other stamps, just play with the amount of ink you're putting on your stamp and the pressure you're putting on the paper. One thing I really love to use is this Stampin' Pierce mat. It's only like $5 or something like that. And it is so worth it, especially if you use a lot of folded polymer stamps. They have no give to them, and this surface gives them that little extra push, which gives you a really great impression. So now this is a birthday card, so I'm taking that kind of birthday greeting out of the pansy patch to put on the inside of the card. Now to make this beautiful edging, that is not a die, that is a tag topper that I punched on both sides of the greeting. So instead of using it as a tag punch, we are going to use it to decorate the front of the card. Just like that. Oh, I just love it. So I had to do it on the inside too. Now the width of this tag is 2 inches, and so you can definitely cut them smaller, but if you cut them smaller, turn them over. If you cut your paper smaller, so you can make sure that these are going to be centered up. But if you cut it at exactly 2 inches or just a skosh thinner so it fits in here perfectly, you don't have to flip your punch over, and you can just set it down right down on your table. All right, let me show you how to make this card base. You're going to take a full sheet of cardstock, and you're gonna cut it at 5.5. All of these measurements are gonna be over on my website. There's a link in the description of this video that'll take you directly over that blog post where you can get all the measurements. You can see additional photos, and you can also order supplies right from there. My email subscribers will be getting this print and make project sheet in the mail, and it just is like a one-page quick stop for the measurements, some written instructions. You can scan this QR code that'll take you to the blog post and the video and everything. So if you like to have the measurements printed out while you're working, you can sign up for my email list. There's a link in the description to do that. So for your cardstock, back to this, 5.5 inches wide. And then we're going to score it at 3.5 and 7.5. I'm going to extend the arm of the paper trimmer there to get that. Now we're going to set this out of the way, but don't go too far because we need it to come back. I just poured glue on the floor. Hold on. My desk is so full, things are falling off. Okay, so then we're going to go ahead, and I like to score this right now because I want to be able to see those score lines really well. And let me just give you a tip for scoring with your bone folder, especially if you're doing a fun fold card. You want those creases to be really crisp, but sometimes if you press too hard with your bone folder on your paper, it'll leave a scuff mark. I don't know if you can see it, but it was really apparent when I made the black card. I just did a scuff all the way down the edge. I'm like, oh, rats, bummer. So this is how you solve this. Just take a strip of paper that goes, and you can go as hard as you want on the strip of paper, and then it's going to leave this completely unmarred, and you're going to get a nice crease on that. All right, so now bring your paper trimmer back out and put your card base back in here. You're going to line it up at the 5.5. Instead of trying to line it up with the trough, I like to line it up on this line over here. So at the 5.5, because we're going to try to find the center of this short side, which is at 2 3/4. And then I'm just going to come right down here because we've got a measurement on this end too, and mark 2 3/4. And you could not see what I was doing because it was out of the way, but I'm measuring the middle on the bottom too at the same time. Now we're going to take this little mark and put it in the paper trimmer. Let me straighten up my paper trimmer. And then we're going to rotate this down so that the score line is in the paper trough there. And then we're going to slice off that triangle. Now we're going to do the same thing. We're going to hold the point and rotate this up so that the score line is in the paper trimmer trough and the point is here. And that's how we're going to create those triangles. So easy. So let's do it again on this side. Put the mark that was the center in the paper trough and swivel it down to the score line. Cut and do it again. There, that was so easy, very minimal measuring. We're just trying to find the middle, and bang, you've got this great wrapped card. So now we're just going to glue our designer series paper to the inside. Grab the inside greeting and put that inside and put it right in the center. So that when you, do I have it in the center? Let me see. Put it right in the center so that when you close this, you can see this doily extending both ways. You can see I did not put that exactly in the center, but I think it still looks pretty good. Now you can be done with this here, but you'll notice on this one, I put a little bit of designer series paper on the tips here. That is an optional thing. It takes a little bit extra time. I just want to show you how to do it just in case you want to do that. So with your belly band, this is 12 by 1 inch. You need it to be 10 by 1 inch. So you're just going to cut this down, but we're going to cut 2 little 1-inch squares off of here. And that's what we're going to use to decorate those little triangles. And so what you do is just put a little bit of glue here on the inside corners. Then line up your little square. I like to flip it over so it's not the same. and I just line up that point, the point of the square with the point of the triangle, and let that dry. And now what you're going to do is just pick this up, turn it over, and you're just going to trim off the excess. And that gives you that little flash of color. Optional, but kind of super cool. All right, so now grab that strip for the belly band. Decide which side you want to be on the outside of your card. And then take your bone folder in between your thumb and your finger like this, and just rub it down just to give that a slight curve. This is going to make it easier for you to wrap the belly band around without making a crease. When you put belly bands on, you do not want to crease them because then they get too tight and you can't get it on and back off and all that. So so now you're going to put a little piece of glue, a squirt, put some squirt of glue there and some squirt of glue here. So you're doing it on the outside of one and the inside of the other side. And we're going to put the seam right in the middle. Well, right in the middle is over here. No, that did not make sense, but that's okay. Our greeting is big, and so it's going to cover up that seam. You could also put the seam to the back, but I thought, hey, since we're putting something on top of here, might as well have the seam in the front where we're going to cover it up. So now here, the easiest way to do this, I think, is just to put a line of glue. Oh my goodness. Why do I keep doing this? Trust me, this does not happen when you guys aren't here. It's only when you guys are watching me that these ridiculous things are happening. Oh my goodness. All right. I'm getting out my silicone craft mat. We're going to wipe all this glue on there. Okay, I think it's going to be okay. When you do this, you're going to do the tiniest bit of line of glue on the middle there, and then place this down. The nice thing about this, we're going to let this glue dry, and I'll just rub it right off instead of wiping it on my work surface or even like on my hands. It's just really sticky glue. This glue is awesome. It does not warp your paper. It is so worth the money. I love it. Okay, here's our card, and I've got so many to show you guys. So all of the examples I'm going to show you are from this delightfully eclectic designer series paper. It's a huge pack of designer series paper, and it is eclectic. There are so many different things to choose from. So I'll just show you a couple I made out of that same pack of designer series paper. This is one without a greeting. If you don't have another stamp set that has a greeting, thanks, friend. And the little things you do make such a big difference. This one I heat embossed on a dark piece. So this is kind of a darker doily, but I think that looks so cool. And don't you just love the look of that doily on the outside and doily on the inside? If you've ever considered joining up either to get the discount or to make it a business, if you're watching and it's October 2023, Stampin' Up! Has sweetened the deal. It's their 35th anniversary, so they are giving 35% off the starter kit, which is incredible because that's already a fantastic deal. So you get to pick $125 worth of products of your choice, and you're only paying like $65 for it. It's crazy. Or you can choose to get 35% more in your starter kit, so you get to pick out like $168 worth of products and only pay 99 bucks, and it's free shipping. So if you've ever toyed with the idea, man, this might be your month. If you have any questions, leave me a comment, reach out to me. I am happy to help you kind of decide if that's something that you want to do. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you have a sunny day.